we have a presentation from Garrett Duquesne, our Commissioner of Planning, and he's going to talk about an initiative that we're working on to make it safer to get to the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Garrett?
Thank you, Supervisor Feiner. Very informative and excellent PSAs by the interns, and they've managed to set me up with a nice segue as I intend to talk about bicycle safety along the Route 119 corridor. And I know the town board's been very supportive of the Route 119 planning with respect to complete streets, and that's very much appreciated. What I wanted to do is just give an overview of what we did with our planning efforts over the last 2 years with the grant. And as you mentioned, Supervisor, really talk about an exciting opportunity of how we can take this planning work that we've done and take it to the next level. So backing up, in late 2017, the town of Greenburgh, the city of White Plains, the village of Elmsford, and the village of Tarrytown, we were the recipients of a $250,000 planning grant, and that was from the New York State Thruway Authority. During the construction for at the time, the forthcoming new Mario Cuomo Bridge, the New York State Thruway Authority was distributing grants as public benefits, which were to assist municipalities to plan strategies to complement the forthcoming bridge. Show a photo. As we all know, the Mario Cuomo Bridge, and if somebody could just give me a quick shout, you see the photo here? All right. Oh, you do not see the photo?
No.
No, we see the map. There you go.
Oh, you almost had it.
Yeah, there we go. All right, great. Sorry about that. All right, so as we know, the Mario Cuomo Bridge has this fantastic shared pedestrian and bicycle path on the westbound or northernmost span of the bridge, which brings.
You're still not sharing.
Not sharing.
I was sharing for a moment and then it came
There
on.
it is.
Okay. Yep. Right. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to juggle a couple things here.
Apparently.
There we go. So as we know, this Mario Cuomo Bridge has this wonderful bike path for pedestrians and bicyclists, and brings opportunities and challenges. Okay. And as we also know, it's an exciting bike path, but and I note the photo here. If you see, the caption is a great ride, and in caps it says mostly. As we've heard, tons of positive benefits, but there are some challenges with the bike path, and I think it will be improved as far as making sure it becomes safer as time evolves. But ultimately, our task with this grant was to plan for the Route 119 corridor and re-envision the Route 119 corridor. And that planning was focused on a 5-mile span from Route 9 in the village of Tarrytown all the way through to downtown White Plains with what's known as a complete street concept. And complete street concept is a street or right-of-way design encompassing all users, including pedestrians, cyclists, users of automobiles, buses, etc. Over the course of 2018 and 2019, a steering committee comprised of residents from each community, including bicycle advocates, municipal officials. We oversaw the retention of a consultant named Nelson Nygaard from New York City, and ultimately the Route 119 Complete Street Design Plan was finalized, and this was finalized at the end of last year. That report is a 136-page report. It had collaboration and input from New York State Department of Transportation, Westchester County Department of Transportation, and the County Planning Department. It's a robust 136-page report, and it's available on our town website, and I'm going to walk us through a little bit of that. And we're actually going to focus on the first, what's called the first phase implementation. So I'm going to bring the share screen back, and let's see here. Okay, so when I say first phase, actually talking about what you see on the screen now, hopefully, is sections 1 and 2, which span from again, Route 9, but to the North-South County Trailway in the village of Elmsford. And this phase one, what is envisioned is a shared and dedicated bike path on the south side of Route 119. And I'm going to show another image of what that would look like. And what you're seeing now is some of the steering committee work. We held meetings with the consultant, and we had the public come on in and talk about their experiences on 119, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they thought was safe, what they thought was unsafe. And they you know, you see sticky notes here, which they put on maps. It was very helpful to gain, you know, obviously the public perspective. And what was done was a conceptual design. And what I want to show you is what that means from, again, Route 9 to the North-South County Trailway. I'm going to attempt to zoom in here. And what you're going to see are some concept designs of how Route 119 would be reimagined. And what you're seeing would be facilitated by what's called a road diet, which is can be done in a variety of ways. And in this instance, in some capacity, a lane removal would be required. And what happens is when you remove that lane, it gives you extra space in the right of way to do what I'm about to show you. So as an example, I hope you have your frame of reference here. I hope this makes sense. But this intersection right here is Route 9 in the village of Tarrytown. And this is Route 119. And you can sort of see here on the left, that's the on-ramp to the to the bridge, and 287 would be down here. And as I mentioned in this example, the way that this road diet came into play was actually there's presently 3 lanes traveling to the left on the screen or westbound towards Route 119. And the consultant has identified that the traffic capacity is such that 2 lanes would actually allow the roads to still function fine. And again, what would happen is you pick up the extra space for what you see here. It looks like this track. I'm going to zoom in even a little bit more. And you have your dedicated bike lane. So it has 2 directions. And you know, in instances, obviously there's driveway impediments. So there's driveway crossings to think about. It also includes a separate sidewalk. But at times it would be, it's dedicated, so there would be no interactions with the cars traveling on Route 119. And it can be separated by bollards. What you'll see in other examples, there could be landscaping. We had to think about things like the Westchester County B-line, so there's accommodations for that. I'm going to travel, I'm going to continue to travel in a east direction towards the town of Greenburgh. And actually the next image is going to be in the town of Greenburgh, close to Benedict Avenue and Route 119, that intersection. So the frame of reference here would be the Stop and Shop, if you know that, in the office park in the OB district. But again, this is a continuation of that concept, and this is reimagining Route 19. If you think about what happens right now, cyclists are out there sharing the road with motorists, and it happens every day. And and we all, you know, hope and pray that that happens without incident. But what we are envisioning here is something that would be much safer. And again, you can kind of get an idea of the vision here, and it really does. You know, it would change the flavor of this Route 119 corridor. I'm going to continue to travel on, and now we're looking at the, let's see here. This is a span of Route 119 in Taxter Road. And again, same concept. You've got your bike lane, and you have accommodation for the bus. I should mention that, you know, entailed in this process would be new signalization where you see crossings with intersecting roads. There would have to be highly identifiable light signals so that the bicyclists stop and allow all the traffic to go through. I believe there would be dedicated priority for the cyclists to head across intersections, and that would be all part of the design. And then ultimately, this first phase would terminate a little bit west of Route 9 in the village of Elmsford, where the North-South County Trailway runs north-south of Route 119. And as we all know, in the last year or two, that was connected with a county grant. So you really, you're starting to form excellent bicycle infrastructure if something like this was implemented. So where we're at now is this Route 119 complete street study is finished. And what we're seeking to do is gain the intermunicipal support from the 4 municipalities I mentioned, Tarrytown, Elmsford, the town of Greenburgh, the city of White Plains, to support the next step. And what is the next step? The next step is to take this design concept to actual construction plans. So what that entails is, again, we would have to hire, and I say we're talking about the 4 municipalities working jointly. We would retain the services of a surveying and engineering consultant, have the area surveyed so that you can have the baseline for construction drawings. You'd have that engineer actually design all these lanes, design the lights in sync with New York State Department of Transportation. And that's a major endeavor. And essentially what that would do, what we would seek to do is obtain $600,000 funding. And I'll show you some of the funding statistics. I'm going to zoom in here. So what you see here is, again, sorry, the phase 1 equates to sections 1 and 2, if you recall. So they estimated, this consultant as part of this 119 plan, that what I've just displayed to you would cost roughly $6 million to construct. So with a roughly 10% design cost, we're looking to seek your support to go to New York State and obtain $600,000 to do this design and essentially get the project shovel ready. Shovel ready means all permitting with DOT, going through the local and could be federal seeker process or the federal environmental review process, but essentially getting this project to where it's shovel ready so that we can then appeal to the state for actual construction funding. The Mario Cuomo Bridge was an over $4 billion investment. So clearly the state, really supported infrastructure in the area, and specifically bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure. And what we see is an extension of this. We see it as intermunicipal coordination and support. So I think it's just a very exciting project, and not only the safety aspect and bringing some enjoyment for residents that enjoy cycling. We also see an economic development component, as we think we would bring more cyclists up Route 119 and potentially go to restaurants in the area. So there's a lot of public good that the project like this would do, in my opinion. And I just wanted to make this presentation, and we really do seek the support of the town board via a resolution. Ultimately, to go ahead to seek that funding from the state. And I just wanted to finish with, we do have the support of the village of Tarrytown and the village of Elmsford. I just received, I believe it was yesterday, a stamped resolution from the village in support of seeking this funding. And I know Tarrytown's been working with their village board of trustees on the same. So we're still looking to partner here, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if the board has any.
Yeah, I just want to mention one of the things that's really exciting about this is that people would be able to bike from the Bronx line and from the Putnam line all the way to Nyack without seeing a car. And I think that would make the Mario Cuomo bridge, the bike and pedestrian bridge, so much more exciting, because I think at one point the governor indicated that he wanted to have a bike path from New York City all the way to Canada. And this would enable people to go, biking from the city, using our South and North County trails, just would be an amazing safety enhancement. I think that 119 is definitely dangerous for most bicyclists. And, we don't want to see people biking to the bridge and getting injured or losing their life because they were involved in a bicycle accident. So pedestrian and motor and bicycle safety is very, very important. And this is a major quality of life enhancement. So just like to thank Garrett for your hard work. You've been working on this from the beginning, and you've been reaching out to other municipalities, and hopefully we'll develop a great coalition that will encourage the state to fund this and to make this happen.
Garrett, did you get any support from the city of White Plains? Have you heard from them?
Yeah, so White Plains was definitely a supporter throughout the planning process for this Route 119 plan. Their engineer Tom Soik was represented at all meetings, and I actually had a call with him the other day. So we are working with the City of White Plains mayor, and I'm going to reach out to the planning commissioner to solicit support. And yeah, I think it makes the most sense to have all 4 communities on board. And just quickly to Paul's point, I mean, this truly is, a cog in the regional network. You're absolutely right. The cyclists come up Route 9W from New Jersey, points New Jersey south, to Rockland County, cross the bridge, and if you had something like this, you get across to the North-South County Trailway, you can then loop down to New York City, or like you said, points north, and it absolutely is part of the state vision for the Empire State Trail, which not only to Canada, also to points west to Buffalo. And I can tell you, living in Dutchess County, there's rail to trail movements that are happening and have already happened, and there's just really exciting connections happening all over. So I just see us, just joining in and doing our part, and
Maybe we should.
Pretty exciting.
Maybe we should also reach out to some of the communities along the South County and North County Trail, Putnam County, and some of the communities that people are biking, on, because my feeling is, let's say the Bronx Borough President, people in the Bronx want to use the Mario Cuomo Bridge also, or maybe we could get resolution from the Putnam County executive, because this would make it safe for people in Putnam County to bike to the bridge and enjoy something. So maybe we could add, Garrett, maybe we could find out which communities are along the trails and write to the local officials. I know it becomes a regional lobbying effort.
Yeah, you're absolutely. Parks and Trails New York. There's you can't get enough support. So good points, and we will.
I'll work on that also.
Broaden our reach, definitely.
Good. Thank you so much.
That's great, Garrett. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.
Terrific. Garrett, are you still on?
Yes.
I just want to mention to the board.
He hasn't learned to get off right away.
I'm good, but I'm not that good.
You just mentioned give like a 2-minute update on the suggestion with the movie, the drive-in theater and the concepts that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you had mentioned it before, or maybe you'd done over the weekend, a mass email on the G list and got a lot of good feedback. But just to build on that and give an update, the concept that you laid out, which I think is a very interesting one, and other town board members have spoke about it, is to bring arts and entertainment to sort of the outdoor realm via the private sector. And what you've identified and what we've talked about is, again, the Route 119 corridor. And what you have is the OB district, and a lot of office space, a lot of large lots, a lot of acreage, and a lot of parking lot space. So the concept would be really no different than, from what I understand, the very successful drive-in night we had at Anthony Veterans Park last weekend. Would be bringing that to a different part of the town, but utilizing those underutilized parking areas in the evenings when the offices are dormant, if you will, and seeing if there's an opportunity for the town to update its zoning to be flexible, to allow some limited arts and entertainment in those areas. So definitely something we can continue to explore. I know you sent out the G list email, and we've compiled a list of owners in the OB district. We're going to send letters out to them to see if if zoning laws were changed, would they have interest in doing it? And just beyond drive-ins, there's also, the prospect of, perhaps an orchestra or like a jazz performance or, music or other types of art and entertainment. So definitely a good concept, and clearly in the pandemic where perhaps something like this, could be done in a safe fashion would really, just bring something fun for people to do in a safe way. So we're going to continue to do that zoning work and explorations and continually check back with the board on that.
Thank you.
So Garrett, I just want to say that I'm so glad that Dylan and Michael remained for this part of the presentation, this part of the meeting. We can talk tomorrow because the interns are learning how to create presentations by using persuasion, and if we could get some more details in terms of who needs to, be besides our town, who needs to approve this initiative that you are presenting, and help them to create persuasive PSAs in support of this initiative. I mean, showing that map was great information. Being able to share other municipalities that have similar bicycle paths. So let's talk tomorrow about how we can help them put their PSAs together in support of this effort.
Yeah, interesting. I have some ideas, so I'd love to collaborate. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.